Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday morning real estate marketing show with Ruthie Rocks, Ruth Albrand, and I am Marketing Max. This is show number 108.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, and actually, technically, it's going to be 108 and a half because we're going to do another half of a show here today at 5 p.m. Ruth has to get away at a special meeting this morning, so we wanted to get on, though, for about 10, 15 minutes here to kind of give you some stats on Las Vegas and see what's happening, some exciting things happening in Las Vegas in 2020 here.
My goodness.
The city is booming, Ruth.
It is booming. It is booming. Hi, Larissa. Good to see you again today.
Good morning, Larissa.
Yeah. And we got Taylor watching. Hi, Taylor. Good to see you. So let's talk about the stats because between last year and this year, so 25 days into 2020, we have done about 3,976 sides, listings and sales.
Got it.
And an average price of $326,000. Last year we did 3,638 for $320,000 per transaction. And I think that says a lot about what is going to be the market this year. We're already 300 home sales ahead of last year.
Right.
In the first 25 days.
Right. No, I mean, that's incredible.
It is incredible.
No, the feeling and the buzz here in this town is irresistible right now. I mean, I can't, this almost reminds me a little bit about a little like 2004, 2005, in this town where everybody was just kind of buzzing. But this time I thought it's going to be sustainable because we have things coming here that's going to drive economic activity. And we don't have the whole mortgage, obviously fraud crisis that we had during that period of time too. So, I mean, jobs are coming here, industries coming here. So there's a lot of opportunity here coming into 2020 and maybe even the next 2-3 years after that.
Oh, I think this decade is just going to rock.
Yeah.
And, I know that I don't want to be political, but I know that, a lot of the if Trump gets reelected, I think that we're unstoppable. And I'm not trying to be political, everybody, but he has done a pretty good job on the plus side. I don't worry about what he's done on the negative side.
Right. Whether we can give him credit for what's going on in the country or not, it doesn't matter. But he certainly has not hurt the economy. I mean, the numbers don't lie, right? Low unemployment, stock market's at all-time highs right now, and the economy's running very strong. So, and markets and Wall Street like status quo, right? We all know what to expect if he gets reelected again, versus the mystery of what could be if the other side wins. Whether it's good or bad, we don't know. I mean, it's still subjective and something that they can't forecast yet. With Trump, they can forecast what's happening, what's going to happen potentially.
Right. Yeah. And, regardless, Jimmy Daig and I did a class yesterday on negotiating skills. And I always like to open with something, some tidbits about Vegas. And I was telling everybody that if you read the paper Friday morning, it tells you that the BLM is looking to give up possibly 87,000 acres and expand our boundaries so that we can build more homes. Wow. Yes. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Rick. Good to see you all watching us this morning.
I'm wondering one of these shows, Ruth, if you can bring up the stats on the amount of potential demand or for homes versus how much they're building, because they do that stats. It'll be interesting to see how much demand there is versus supply.
Well, let me just tell you that on the news the other morning they said that real estate is booming across the country. We have a 41% increase in new homes and new that are being built. 41%, everybody. Wow. So there is such a demand for homes. Hi, Karen Cocchiaro. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Right.
And that's just amazing. And I think that has a lot to do, with us deciding or hoping to decide, it hasn't been passed yet, that we're gonna increase our boundaries by 87,000 acres, and I'm gonna I'm going to do my research.
All right.
Again, this just came out, and I'm going to find out what they're going to do with that acreage and how many new homes we're going to have and new master plans. Who knows?
Who
I mean, this
knows?
town is just, I know that they have to prepare. And the wisdom of this is they have to prepare for the $24 billion worth of projects that are going on in our city. And they know that in order for people to come here, they have to have a place to live.
Right.
And ergo 300 more homes sold in the first 20 days of 2020 than sold in 2019.
Exactly right. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of history in California as well, when there was what they called the Great Migration from the LA County down to Orange County, and now the Great Migration is going out of California, and Las Vegas is going to benefit. So go ahead, Ruth.
Well, yes, and I've done my research on that too.
Right.
Because California is SB 50, which is basically a moratorium on building, and they're doing that because they don't want people traveling long distances into the big cities because it creates pollution. And so California, with the people that normally move there, which is 100,000 people a year, over the last decade has generated 1 million home unit deficit.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And now, however, people are moving out of California.
Right.
So for the people that are there and want to stay there, they're talking about building multi-units closer to the cities. So people who work in the cities live closer and have a more affordable housing.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but if you read between the lines, I think people are going to continue to move here. And what this article says, and it does say that not just the people that want affordable housing are moving out of California. The same numbers of people who are wealthy are moving out of California. And that's a lot to do with the taxes as well.
Absolutely.
It's just so exciting.
Yeah, well, the taxes that the wealthy pay, especially the people in the upper, 500,000 plus income. I mean, what they save in California taxes pays for the entire house out here in Las Vegas. So,
I said, what did I always say? The guy across the street moved here from Newport Beach. His home is around $1 million plus. And he said that his taxes in Newport Beach were $52,000 per year, and his mortgage here is less. So, you can figure it out.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of financial sense to stay in California. And, with the grace of whatever happened in my life, I was able to get out of there 14 years ago.
Yes, and there's a lot of industrial development coming here, which expands, the variety of employment here. It's not just about the casinos. It's expanding, and I don't know if everybody remembers, but back in the day, there was a stat that said for every new hotel room, it generates 3 more jobs in the professional sector, and International Resorts alone is going to add 4,000 rooms. And I didn't bring those stats with me today, but we've got I think 15,000 more rooms coming on board, which is another 45,000 jobs in the professional sector that are going to be needed. It's just amazing. I mean, it's so exciting.
It really is. And small to medium-sized businesses are coming up with the conclusion that the taxes do matter. And and I was talking to one of a client's son who works for, I believe, some machine company that does hardware for manufacturing or robotics or whatever, and they're moving from Southern California here to Vegas this coming year here, and uprooting basically about 200 people. So I mean, I think businesses are finally seeing growth in this town good enough, and then the quality and the education needs to catch up a little bit so that the skilled labor there'll be a good supply. But if people uproot and plant and migrate out of California to here, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, we could be hopefully a economic boom like Southern California, but not quite the regulations and all that stuff that comes with it. So,
well, I will tell you that if you read this article in let's see, what was it, Thursday, January 24th? No, that was Friday. It was yesterday. If you read this article about the land, they are concerned about the pollution that adding that additional expanding our boundaries. They are concerned about the pollution that it would generate.
Sure.
So we'll have to watch that. Hey, Kathy, good
Yeah,
to
we'll
see
have to
you
see.
this morning.
And then a shout out to Jeff Vargas. Tom Brady coming to the Raiders is, I got to say, highly unlikely, my friend. Highly unlikely. I don't see how he can come, and I don't know. That'll be incredible. It'll be a nice little buzz for Las Vegas, but I think it's a long shot.
So Rick says Californication is what worries me.
Yeah, that's the one challenge, Rick, that everybody's concerned about is, if they're going to bring their politics and their views, and then their more corporate governance and spending on the government. One thing that I really like about Nevada is we've kept our balance sheet pretty in line. I mean, the government here in the state has done a really good job with not overspending and going over budget. So
Right.
I hope that doesn't change. And that's not the case in California, as we know over the last 20 years.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention as well is, Rick says income tax. Yes, income tax. We don't
that
have
too,
it.
my man.
No,
I think we would riot.
Yes.
Las Vegans would riot if the state decided to tax income in this state.
Yeah, yeah. And then, of course, we can go on about California and the homeless problem and the the homeless people defecating in grocery stores and the rat population and the roach. There's just a lot of bad things going on there. But the good news is in Vegas, I want to just go back to some good news. In this bill that they're talking about, the legislatures, that they want to increase 56,000 acres to build on, and then they also want to add. Let me hold, please. I think 82,000 acres, or no, 68,000 acres of the national conservation area, which would expand Red Rock Canyon. So, yeah, lots of really good things, and I have to digest it more. But I was in California a couple of weeks ago, and that's where I picked up the paper about SB 15 or SB 50, and then when I grabbed this about how we're going to expand, because the big situation is for us to expand, we need more housing, folks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right.
Just think
a little
about
bit more
that.
land to build on.
How many available homes do we have? Maybe 10,000, townhomes, condos, and whatever. And at the rates that people are going to move here, we're going to need more housing, which brings me to just one tip for people. I always believe in go where the puck is going. And I know, Karen, you and I have been around together a long time, and you know that when buyers are coming, why not go after them? And if they're coming from California, it's a great place to target using social media, which is my specialty.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and I'm just really excited about everything that's happening. And I know our show is short today, but I just wanted to bring this one more thing up to everybody. The NFL draft brought in 600,000 people when it was in Nashville.
Right.
Huge. That's a huge number.
Isn't our capacity only like 370 something thousand here, hotel wise?
We have 150,000 hotel rooms
right
in the valley. Now that, of course, that's not Prim and Mesquite, but still, I don't think it adds enough. They are predicting, the preview is something that the Review Journal holds every year, and that was a couple weeks ago, and they said 750,000 to 1 million people projected to come here for the NFL draft.
Right.
How are we going to do that, everybody?
I have no idea. That's gonna be an interesting thing because we can't house them all.
Right. What are we going to do? Yeah. And somebody was saying to me, "Well, Airbnb," and I said, "No, not it. I don't. That's not a big population of homes here in Vegas by design. I mean, I live in a peaceful neighborhood. I'm not necessarily
right. A couple of hundred people coming into the neighborhood and doing Airbnb.
Right. Because, people come to Vegas to party and to have
absolutely have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was looking too that the average visitor's gambling budget is $541. And if we're going to have the NFL draft bring in that many more people, that is going to be a boom, to our foods, our just everything that goes
services,
on
everything.
here. Everything, yeah.
No, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
and that's just like a preview to come. With with the stadium coming up here, we'll probably host a college bowl game here as well eventually. And I mean that's going to attract hundreds of thousands of people to Vegas as well. A lot of things are going good here.
Well, I wasn't prepared to bring up this subject because I didn't do my research, but I know Carolyn Goodman, our mayor, said that MLS is coming. The soccer league. It's MSL. What do I say it backwards?
MLS. You're right.
MLS. Major
League Soccer. That's right.
Major League Soccer. Yeah, I'm bad at acronyms sometimes.
Yes. Now, it's a real estate term too. MLS, yes. Multiple listing service.
But I mean, there you go. That's another major league sport coming, and I just can't comprehend what it's going to do to our city.
Right. So I know you have to go here, Ruth. So
yeah, I want to bring up a couple more things.
Yeah, a couple more things.
Yeah, and I'm out of here. 36 million visitors annually. There's 315 weddings per day in Las Vegas, and there's 15,000 miles of tubing on the Strip and throughout downtown Las Vegas. And I'm throwing these things out to my social media friends today, that there's always things to talk about. Video about for, now the new thing with Facebook is you should do a 3-minute video to get the most engagement. But I mean, you could go over the fun facts in Vegas in 3 minutes and, really get people's attention, because there's so much going on here all the time.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing.
Absolutely.
So we need to get out of here today, but I want to tell everybody that our training center, Be Social Savvy Training Center, is absolutely just booming with classes. And the next social media class is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, February 5th, 6th, and 7th from 10 to 2, free breakfast, free lunch, and just packed with how to make your business more successful in 2020 and get ready for this, the boom that we're going to have, and learn how to target the people that are coming here so that you can increase your business. And when you increase your business, you increase your future referral business as well. So people need to keep that in mind. We've got every Tuesday, we have a lunch and learn from 10:30 to 11:30 with a free lunch from 11:30 to 12. And then we're having 2 CE classes every month right now. That might increase, but for now it's 2. And so on the 10th of February from 10 to 1, we're going to have Jimmy Daig do a contracts class, which is a required CE class. And then on the 21st from 10 to 1, we're going to do broker management. And I think a lot of brokers would really enjoy Jimmy, and Jimmy Daig's and I are going to host that class. I think that will be very enjoyable for people. And if you go to agentformula.com and there's a training tab, we have a calendar where you can register for these classes and sign up, because they go fast.
Absolutely. Get it and prepare for the opportunity that's going to come this year in 2020. Yes. And join us today at 5 p.m.
Yes.
Ruth and Jimmy Daig are probably going to do a show here today for our show 108 and a half. The other half of 108.
We're going to do it on negotiating. We did a class yesterday on negotiating, and there were some high points that we want to go over in a show later today at 5 o'clock. So I will be live again today at 5 with Jimmy Daig. And we're going to just do more of this and get everybody educated and pumped up and ready to roar in 2020.
Right. Absolutely. Have a great week, everybody, and see you at 5
for joining. Yes, thank you. Bye.